We are in a home selling and buying market where the sellers pretty much hold most of the cards here. And it's a very competitive scenario for buyers, at least where I work, which is in the greater Philadelphia area, particularly in the suburbs. There are still lots of buyers for each home that's in reasonable condition. And as a home buyer, you have to ask yourself, are you truly ready, prepared to buy in this environment at this time? So I came up with a few questions you might ask yourself in order to really answer that question accurately. The first question is sort of a multi-part one, which is why now? Why are you thinking about moving now? And there are sort of subcategories to that question. The first is it a sort of lifestyle issue, like you have run out of space because you have another child coming and there's just not enough room? Or you don't have any kind of outside space and your kids or your pet really needs a yard? Do you need space for a home office that you don't have in your current home? Are you looking to maybe get out of the city where parking's really a pain in the neck? Are you wanting more of a neighborhood? So those kinds of maybe lifestyle questions. Obviously, there is a big financial piece of this as well. If you're currently a renter, you may decide you just want to stop throwing money away on rent. Perhaps you want to start building equity in a home. And when you say, why now? The answer is based on the sooner the better. And the longer I wait, the harder it will be for me to afford a home. So I want to get into a house sooner rather than later. Sometimes timing is a driving force. If, for example, you have kids, you may want them to be able to finish their school year in one school and then make a move at such a time that they can then start school in a new school in September and not mid-year. Again, if you are renting, it may coincide with when your lease date is up. Sometimes people have a new job or maybe a new commute, even if it's attached to a current job, that makes your current house or living situation much less appealing. If all of a sudden you're going to have to commute 20 minutes more or something like that, it can be time for a change. Other life events like having a new child, getting divorced, and needing to downsize, sometimes needing to downsize due to health reasons. Maybe somebody can't do stairs anymore. Those timing factors can all influence whether you're truly ready to buy now. Then there are those kinds of quality of life issues, things like, I just am looking for a different kind of home now than I have. Maybe my family's wants and needs have changed and my financial situation has improved to the point that there are things that I'd really like my home and property to have or be near that I couldn't do or didn't do before because it wasn't germane, but now it is. So I'm really just looking for a different kind of living experience, and I can afford to do that now. So those are all part of the why now? Why should I consider moving now question. The second factor in determining whether you really are ready to get into the buying market right now is, are you prepared? Again, kind of a multi-tiered question. Are you prepared from a mortgage standpoint, a pre-approval standpoint? Could you make an offer today? Do you know what your budget is? Do you have the cash ready that you'd need? Are you ready again to make an offer today if you found a right house? Are you flexible enough on the criteria you have for a home and property for it to be realistic for you to compete in this market? There are very few homes on the market and a lot of competition for each. If you are very specific, I don't want to use the word picky, but think picky, in terms of what you want and what you'll tolerate, it's going to be a lot harder for you to be successful in putting a winning bid on a property. I keep talking about how competitive the market is. You need to be very clear on what that means to you as far as what you might have to do with an offer. How competitive it is means all the different nuts and bolts of it. It's the offer price. It's the amount of the deposit. It's the contingencies. You've got to consider having no appraisal contingency, maybe no mortgage contingency, no inspection contingencies. You might run into a scenario where the seller wants a rent back. All of those things should be discussed with your agent prior to making an offer so that when it comes time to make the offer, you understand the different aspects and how you might best appeal to a seller. Then there is emotional resilience. Are you going to be absolutely devastated if you put an offer on a house and don't get it? Because in my market at this point, many buyers lose 2 or 3 houses on average before they get one. Just think about the fact that if a house has 9 offers on it, 1 person gets it and 8 people don't. So the odds are not in your favor to get a house you put a bid on the first time. Finally, the strength of your why now, the answers to those questions that we talked about at the beginning of the video. If those are really compelling, it's much more likely that you'll be prepared and need to be prepared to buy now. If your why now is sort of, well, it doesn't really need to be now, it's possible that you aren't as ready and prepared to do what you need to do to procure a house in this climate. So be really clear on your why nows. And I hope that these questions, these suggestions will help you make the determination if it makes sense for you to dip your toe into the market at this time, because it's not for the faint of heart.